We mentioned yesterday you're sort of the pitching version of Derek Jeter. I know you're happily married now, but there's some girlfriends there that you did well.
You know, here's my thing. I was deeply insecure. I was, and I was looking for something to validate me. And this book is kind of about the idea that I didn't have a foundation of anything that was more important than baseball. Coming up, I had a father that was kind of he was a talent manager, and then I came along and I was like his only client. So he was, be famous, go do this, win championships, get all the money. So I felt this pressure.
Famous.
He had his own fame aspirations. He was actually a conductor for Nat King Cole in his day. So he had his version of fame too. And so when I started performing poorly, specifically, in San Francisco, I started trying to win Cy Youngs in the Hollywood clubs because I couldn't win them on the field anymore. So it was really an overcompensation thing, the whole dating thing for me.
So you lost your identity when you lost your pitching ability.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the book is kind of the very transparent tale of a guy that took it too seriously and the collapse internally that happened as a result.
But are you looking at these women? These are famous women, but are you looking for famous women to validate you in some way?
In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, my ego was leading the charge. So, I was seeing myself on the cover of Us Weekly. I was trying to be like, okay, red carpet, this and that. And, for me, and it wasn't conscious. I wasn't like trying to use these people for, my own thing. It was this subtle motivation in the background that was running my whole life.
Alyssa Milano? Who else? Jennifer Love Hewitt?
My wife's in the green room, that's right.
Well, I know, but your wife is, you know what? You're lucky. You found your wife.
I did.
Is it in the book?
Alyssa, I use her name by name,
okay.
And the others are not. Okay. And,
But who told you? Like, at what point does the light go off and say, what am I doing here? Like, who am I?
Who told me? That's a great question. No, you know what? My pain and failure and struggle told me. I got left off the roster after 4 years in San Francisco and, making almost $20 million to, be a cheerleader. And then being so ruled by my ego, I was basically trying to survive. So I ended up rooting against the team as they were trying to win a World Series, hoping they would lose to validate my ego once again, right? I mean, and so it was a really dark place. And so I go home and all my friends are celebrating this ring and I'm sitting there trying to act happy in these champagne rooms. But really, I'm like, I'm a zero. I'm making more money than any of you guys and I'm actually not even good enough to be a part of this. So that's when my whole thing just came apart.
But what is that like that you're making $20 million, but you're not really part of the team? Like, are you embarrassed?
Oh, embarrassed, shame. I mean, the whole deal,
I know people go, oh, woe is Barry. He's making $20 million. But, you're not thinking the money. It's just, I'm not part of this team. And, it makes it even more obvious that I'm making $20 million, that I'm not even good enough to pitch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would show up to the field those 30 days. I'd show up to the field, headphones, sunglasses. I mean, I had so much shame. I was walking in the tunnel to the clubhouse, and the concessionaires, I felt like, were giving me, scowls and looking at me. Of course, these guys are busting their tails, right, and making, not as much as we were. And I'm sitting here, not even on the team really, and walking through the tunnel trying to bow my head. And don't look at me, man. I mean, I was disgusted.
Wow,
hated myself.
How tough is that to go to the ball? Like, you must have hated going to the ballpark.
Oh, the ballpark was the last place I wanted to be. The last place. Yeah, I mean, I would literally drive around. I remember driving around San Francisco those days before going to the park every day for the playoff games, listening to this famous composer, Japanese composer who I love, but he plays this kind of very mellow piano music. And just most of the time just crying in my Range Rover with the tinted window so nobody could see me, but like so just in the darkest place.
Why are you crying?
Like, how did I get here? Like, I came out of the chute, like winning Cy Youngs and just doing, and what happened to my life? That kind of thing.
But there was no injury?
Mental DL.
Wow.
Yeah, mental DL. Yeah, I didn't miss too many starts, but
not many
I was
guys
a mess.
get put on the DL, and it's listed as mental.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, and for me, it all ties back to one thing. I didn't have a foundation of anything more important than baseball, right? And so what happened as a result, I go back to LA, going to a 12-step program for being obsessed with opinions of other people's. It's called codependency. Step one, I've become obsessed with others' opinions, and my life has become unmanageable. And that was it. Step two, there's a power greater than me that can restore my sanity. I never thought there was a power greater than me because of how I was raised in this spiritual background. I thought I was the higher power.
But you have to let yourself go. You have to be willing to let yourself go. And that's really hard for a pitcher who you're always in control. Every fourth or fifth day, you're in control. I'm on the mound, and here you go. Now I got to go, okay, take me wherever you're going to take me, but somebody's got to grab me.
Oh, that's it. And there's so much strength in that humility of this is what I can control and everything else is completely out. That's actually the biggest strength ever. Trying to control every last detail, that's weakness, and that's fear, right? So I finally got to that point a couple years later, and, you know.
Good for you. And having a great woman there to help you, too.
Amber saved me.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.